welcome back to the Florida breakfast, the Florida Delegation breakfast at the headquarters of the Florida Democratic Party here at the Marriott Hotel in Charlotte at the Democratic National Convention. We're here with the president of the Florida AFL-CIO, Mike Williams. It's great to have you here. Let me tell you, you gave a very fiery speech just a few minutes ago. Your thoughts about what the last 2 days has done to energize your members and workers across the state of Florida to win it for yourselves, to win it for President Obama and Democrats?
Well, sure. First, let me say that, prior to coming to Charlotte for the DNC, a lot of people had the mindset, well, why are we going? It's just a big pep rally. We know Barack is going to be our next nominee. Why go through the trouble of going to Charlotte from Florida to experience this? Well, I can tell you why. You just saw why. Because there is a motivation factor. There is excitement. There's energy to be built that can start right now in Charlotte, North Carolina, moving into November. And we're doing that in the state of Florida with every one of these delegates you see sitting in the room today.
Tell me your concerns about the anti-Republican, anti-labor, not only slate of candidates running in what we saw in Tampa last week, but really what has happened to collective bargaining around the country. It's obviously for a lot of people, a lot of state leaders like yourself in the labor movement. This is not fun stuff. Tell me how you're dealing with it and how you're sort of pushing back on these folks.
Well, I want to thank those Republican leaders for their philosophy, because what they've done, they've really built a giant they're not ready to reckon with, because we realize what their goals are, and it's to put down all working families and the unions that represent all working families, and we've come together like never before. And it's going to be a movement that has started already and will move through November and continue for years down the road. And thank you, Republican leadership, anti-unions, for doing that for us.
Well, I tell you, I agree with you 100%. And I think one of the things that we have in common here is we see these Republicans come in and they may not necessarily know that the other side is ready for them. Is it in your mind that the voting issue and the voting purges that are going around the country that affect a lot of people who are involved with labor?
Well, there's no doubt. Those guys are smart. They saw what happened in 2008, so they sit back and think, well, what can we do to reduce and limit the ability for the folks that do not support us to be able to vote? And they're doing just that. In the state of Florida, the voter issues are just really, really anti-democratic, anti-American, and it's all about making sure that Republican leadership has an opportunity to control the politics in this country as they want to. And I can tell you that organized labor, we've put together a real structured, effective voter protection program in the state of Florida. We targeted and focused on specific precincts throughout certain counties in the state of Florida where we know those activities occur, and we're not going to let it happen in November.
Final question. But a couple of years ago, Mr. 25% approval rating Governor Scott decided to take jobs away from your members and others, union and non-union jobs, about 30,000 of them on the transportation from Tampa to Orlando to Miami. Your thoughts about what this would mean to the people of Florida, what it would mean, and if there's a way to bring it back to really help in so many different ways for this state?
Well, sure. Well, first of all, the money's gone. I mean, I know in California, and other states, they've already distributed that money. I heard the California delegation talking about transit projects underway with the money that Florida had an opportunity to have. And I'm out of the construction trades. I'm out of the building trades. I'm an electrician by trade. And I know how many jobs that would have produced in the state of Florida. Transit workers, how many jobs. And all the stops, the service industry, everything associated with those. Rick Scott don't get it. He's never had to live like we live, day to day, many times, week to week. So many families in the state of Florida. He's got his. He's made his, and the hell with everybody else is his attitude.
Mike Williams, so good to see you. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for spending time with us today.
Glad you have me.
Thank you.
We'll see you.